start that, get that. Come on. Been there, done that, had that. Come on. The shots our keeper saving. No other keeper stops that. Stop that, start that, get that. Come on. Been there, done that, had that. Come on. You see that pass for the first goal? No other player sees but Bruno. Stop that, start that, get that. Come on. Been there, done that, had that. The shots our keeper saving. No other keeper stops that. Stop that, start that, get that. Been there, done that, had that. You see that pass for the first goal? No other player sees but Bruno. Yo, this is the OT99 Banter Room where opinions are shared and smoke gets served. Manchester United laid down the smoke. It got served today. Look, Manchester United 3, Leicester 0. And Manchester United march on, man, with 3 points behind Manchester City. And look, we're coming, man. They say we're in the title race. Look. If City keeps slipping up, if Arsenal want to go up on another 4-game little sort of winless streak, look, Man United is here for it. You understand? In this form, with this Rashford, look, anyone can get the smoke. Anyone can get the smoke. Look, I'm excited. Look, Manchester United, as you would have already heard, are the only team in the whole of Europe to be competing in all competitions right about now. Europa League, EFL, FA Cup. What's the other one? Premier League. That's if you count us in the Premier League. That's if you count us in the title race. But look, I have to call a spade a spade. Look, it looks like we're in it. But look, I have to commend Erik ten Hag. I have to commend Erik ten Hag today because this was one of those games that I was a bit worried about. I was a bit nervous about because with Manchester United, although we've been on like a nice, decent run, we ain't really losing too many games. Man United is prone to a draw here and there, and I feel like what Man United done today was get through that with flying colours. But you saw in the first half why I was nervous. And I was also nervous because like Leicester, they got Maddison back and they were showing the stats before the game as well. Like, you know, Leicester's been on a decent little run, you know what I mean? 1, 2, 3 little games where they've been doing really well and getting those W's. And I saw a little stat before the game and it was like, oh, Maddison with him in the team, it's like 40-something% win rate. Without him in the team, it's like 18%, so more than half, you know, drop of Leicester winning their games. And I was just thinking, trust it to be Maddison to come and spoil our parade, you know what I mean? When we gave away a free kick, not too far away from the edge of the box, I was worried, man, because I was thinking, Maddison, he can take a free kick. There's a few guys that can take a free kick in the Premier League. Ward-Prowse being one of them, Maddison being another one of them, and there's a few more. I was worried because I thought this guy is going to come and make it a long day for us. And luckily, that free kick didn't really cause any issues. But I feel like Brendan Rodgers' Leicester sort of tried to follow the blueprint of Leeds, where they came out on the front foot, high intensity, high pressing. And do you know what I mean? It forced some serious saves, some world-class saves from David De Gea, man. Look, that Harvey Barnes attempt where they tore through the middle of our defense and David De Gea gets his right hand on that. The other one as well when David De Gea was at full stretch to save Ian Archer's header. Look, people talk about David De Gea. You could talk about David De Gea all you want. This guy can't pass from the back, blah, 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 blah. Really and truly, if we didn't have David De Gea in this team right about now, we probably don't win this game. And there's many games like that where we probably don't win because the Man United go down a goal or two in the first half. You know, the morale drops, the intense, like the belief drops. And I ain't gonna lie, that we have gone down before and we've come back, but we may not be sitting there saying, you know, Man United is walking away with 3 points. It may just be a draw, if anything. And we would have been sitting there saying, you know, I'm happy that we got that. Not happy, but do you know what I mean? Better than taking the loss. Do you know what I mean? Worked hard to get back in the game. Sort of like how the Leeds game turned out. And it's those 2 saves that really changed the game for us, kept us in it. And it gave us a foundation. Like if your defense, your goalkeeper's doing smoke, it gives us the foundation for us to build, get into the game, build that belief again, dictate that tempo a little bit, and hopefully, you know, all it takes is a bit of magic. And you saw Bruno Fernandes, man. Oh my gosh. Bruno Fernandes, that pass at that outside of the boot was just, look, Not many players do this. You understand? With all the stick that Bruno gets, right? I think like, you know what it is with Bruno? I feel like familiarity. Like you get familiar with the player, and then you don't see the certain things that he used to do before because you're so used to seeing like him maybe give away the ball and all of these things. Look, when Bruno Fernandes first came, I remember looking at Bruno thinking, bro, this guy's sick. Like his first touches was amazing. His little flick-ons, the way he sped up the tempo. And now it's sort of like everyone has got familiar with that. You know what I mean? And they underestimate that. They underestimate the importance of him running, closing down. Actually, they don't underestimate the running and closing down. They rate him for that. But it's more about the other things that he does. They just don't see it anymore. They don't see it anymore. But really and truly, they don't realize that if Bruno was not here in this team right about now this season, we won't be able to really survive. He's like one of the key creators, whether it's an assist, pre-assist, or whatever, or scoring. Like he's got, I don't know how many goals, 9, 7 assists. I don't even know what the figures are, but he's going into double figures in one of them anyway, or close to both of them goals and assists. So in terms of like, I don't know, he's got crazy numbers. And for me, Bruno is key. We've had a game or two where we haven't had him in the squad, like in the team, sorry. And I noticed it. I really did notice it, man. That pressing he does, the creativity, especially without Eriksen here, we need someone like Bruno Fernandes, and he's living up to it. He's putting a man of the match performance today, man. A man of the match performance. Like I said, the first half, it was a shaky game for us. I was worried, but when you got guys like that can bring out brilliance, I have to commend it, man. And Rashford can't be stopped. Just think about it. He can't be stopped. He's on 24 goals right about now in all competitions, maybe 15 or so in the Prem. That Rashford is the most informed guy on the planet right now. And I used to say, I mean, look, let me just make a disclaimer right now. Mbappe, if it wasn't clear before, it is clear, especially after that World Cup. If it wasn't clear before, it's clear after that World Cup that Mbappe is gone. He's clear. Next in line, you know what I mean? He's doing his thing next in line. But Rashford this season is reminding me of why there was those comparisons with Mbappe. It's reminding me why us Man United fans started talking with chest. It's reminding me why. It's because, look, when Rashford's on the pitch with this type of confidence, it's automatic. You know that he's going to score. Automatically, you're just waiting. Okay, if we go down, Rashford's going to get his goal. Like, I didn't feel like this. I haven't felt like this in a very long time. This is almost like when Rashford when Ronaldo was in his prime, in terms of knowing that he's going to get a goal at any given moment. So I'm not comparing the two before people get on to me. Just in terms of knowing that he's going to get his goal. Look, this is Rashford now. Rashford has got how many goals now? Consecutive goals at home. I don't know. Is it 7 or so? He just can't be stopped. And he is just the guy that is going to carry this team. Look, Manchester United, in my opinion, has got a few guys that, you know, we can't replace right about now this season. One of them is Rashford. Can't replace these goals right about now. No one else is going to fill in that void. Casemiro. We can get by, but you saw in that first half was missing that presence. He had so much space in the midfield, even though Sabitzer and Fred did their thing, especially Fred in the second half as well. He settled. Sabitzer's doing a great job, but we still missed that midfield presence. The back line was all over the place in the first half. We had so much space. The passing lines, it was like passing roads. It was so much space between the fullback and the centre backs. The centre backs that just spaced out. Look, Maddison and them, man, were having a field day. Do you know what I mean? But I just feel like Casemiro, man, the presence he brings in that midfield is amazing. So like I said, Rashford, Casemiro, David De Gea. You ain't going to replace David De Gea with no Dubravka or any other type of keeper right about now this season. So he's key. You've got to keep. And Bruno, those four guys, the quartet, is the fundamentals of this team right now. And the reason why I say those four is because you can't replace them. Like with Martinez, you can quickly put in a Shaw centre back, get through a game. Or vice versa, if Varane's out, you can put in a Martinez and maybe Lindelof or whatever, or whoever, Shaw, mix it up. right back. You can see Wan-Bissaka, Dalot, they can fill in. But you can't replace these guys. You can't replace these guys that I mentioned, those 4 guys, because they're just irreplaceable right about now. Maybe if you go into the window in the summer, you might bring in some guys, but right about now, we need to keep those guys fit, wrap them in cotton wool. But look, I can't go on to talk. I can't give, Rashford enough props. Gets another brace, man. I can't give him enough props. Look, what he's doing is just amazing. And I'm glad that, he's come out of that rut and he's here right about now. Look, Sancho, man. Let's move on to Sancho. Sancho, when he came on the pitch in the second half, I know, Garnacho, he done his thing, he tried, he just wasn't getting any joy. Castagna, had him in his pocket, he wasn't getting any joy. And this is what I expect for someone that's still developing, still learning his trade right now, and he's getting the best work experience he can get. And I'm not too harsh on Garnacho, because for me, like I say before in previous pod, like if Garnacho was in Birmingham City or whatever like that, everyone will be like, wow, he's having an amazing little loan spell, he's doing really well. Same with Amad Diallo. People will be like, oh yeah, you're doing really well, great on you. But because he's at Man United, biggest club in the world, under the lights, all this pressure, people may start to think, he's not really on it, he's not the finished article, he's not supposed to be starting. He's not the finished article, he shouldn't be starting. But he's getting the best work experience he can be getting right about now. Garnacho, he's getting the best work experience. He's only going to do well. And I think it's only going to better him. And I think Erik ten Hag managed it well. Took him off, realized that he wasn't really getting that much joy brought on Sancho. As soon as Sancho came on, put him in a number 10. Put him in a number 10 role straight away. Their curse pushed up. And, Rashford, look, I'm getting distracted there, but I'll go on to the tactical switches in a sec. But look, when Sancho hit that number 10 role, everything changed. He was like the catalyst. He was like the activator. He was like the yeast to bread, bro. Everything started to rise, bro. Like when he came on, brought everyone together. It was the glue. You saw the link up with Bruno. See the link up with Workhorse. See the link up with Rash. Like Sancho, that number 10 role has to be, bruv, there's got to be discussions. And I know Bruno, like, he does, that's his position, the number 10, but you've seen that Bruno's getting explored on the right hand side, and he does a sick job there. It doesn't stop his creative threat when he's out on the right, but having Bruno out on the right allows Sancho to occupy that 10. Like I say, a guy that can use his left, use his right, can pivot well, is really intelligent on the ball. It's perfect. It is perfect. He always picks a pass out right as well. It's perfect for him to be in that number 10 role. We saw the difference with Workhorse in the number 10 role. Yeah, he's got that slight aggressiveness and pressing with Workhorse. Occasionally he'll win a header, but not as much as we want him to. Attacking threat wise, no. Creativity wise, yes, he can put in a ball here and there. But you saw the golfing class when Sancho was playing in that number 10 role. My thing is we've got to exploit that with Sancho. He's got to be used there more often. It allows you to maintain more creativity now that we've got Eriksen out for the season, with having Sancho there and then Bruno out on the right. But it also allows you, by doing that, it allows you to have someone like Casemiro and Sabitzer, or Casemiro and Fred or Scott McTominay, or however you want to do it. But it allows you to have a bit more rigidity and solidness in the midfield without sacrificing the creativity, without sacrificing it. So for me, until these men get fit, Anthony and them, man, look, try that out, man. Try that out. Sancho in the number 10. But after, look, for me, if he played the full 90, I would have been giving him a man of the match. But obviously, people may still call him giving the man of the match. But for me, he changed the game. And I'm so happy to see him back, gaining his confidence after that long spell out, whatever he was going through. You know what I mean? Mental health, probably. He done that celebration, when he scored the first time he came back. And me, I was like, yeah, when I heard the rationale behind Rashford's reason why he does that, he mentioned some stuff outside of football with regards to his mental state. So I'm happy that Sancho, man, is doing well, bouncing back. And I feel like, in this environment, in this team, He's doing well, man. And, you know, can see that he's got a good bond with Rashford as well, man. He's got a good bond with Rashford. And I hope together, man, they can teach each other, you know, what he's learned. You know, Rashford could teach him what he's learned, how he's got through, you know, manage him well, get me? Because I feel like that partnership can blossom there. So, look, Shaw, man. Let's move on to Shaw. Shaw, under it. He just went under the radar. He was like, in the first half, I was thinking, oh, this is stress. Like, you know, we're getting peppered. Second half, man, look, everyone came up, everyone was on it. And Shaw, for me, man, he was probably the second most creative guy on the pitch outside of Bruno. The stat eye test, I ain't seen no stats, but the guy was putting in the crosses, was doing the overlaps, was bombing down that wing, was a consistent threat, man. Luke Shaw has just been amazing. I think he saved his career. Eric Ten Hag saved his career, especially when he used him as a centre-back as well. He's got utility now. He's got value now. Like, it's not just, when Luke Shaw's doing bad or he's having a poor little form at left-back, that's it, done and dusted. Look, this guy, when he goes into centre-back, it's amazing. It's amazing. And in today's game, he was on job, man. Luke Shaw was on job. Lindelof on job. Underrated Lindelof. Under the radar, putting in a shift, and I'm so happy that Manchester United can call upon Lindelof and he does the job. When you partner Maguire next to maybe a Varane or Martinez, you get a bit of worry, you get a bit of fear. You partner Lindelof with these guys, gets through, professional job. So it's clear to me who is the third choice. Varane and Martinez, your first two. Lindelof comes in. Like, Maguire, I'm sorry, but you need to give up the arm badge. Give up the arm badge and give it to Bruno Fernandes, because I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, yes, you're a good passer of the ball. Yes, in the air, man, you do really well. I mean, these are the things that I commend Maguire for. One, like, not offensively attacking and scoring like goals from set pieces and stuff, but what he does defensively is really good. Like, when the ball's coming in the air, Maguire more time is going to win that ball, that header. I love that. I love that about him. He can spray a pass as well. I love that about him. But his dilly-dallying on the ball at times, his pace is just such an issue. I feel like he just always has a mistake or two in him that can cost you the game. So I'm glad that Lindelof's stepping up, and I'm glad that he's cutting out all of those little mistakes, and he's just giving us a bit of solidness at the back, man, a bit of consistency. So look, I'm happy about that, man. I'm happy about that. Look, we had opportunities today. Weghorst, man, he had opportunities. I can see Bruno at one point trying to feed him the ball. Like, look, there's your goal. Just take it. Weghorst, man. You see him at one point sort of looking to the air, lean back. He was just like, I can't catch a break. Look, Weghorst, man. Like, I'm rooting for you. The team's rooting for you. We want you to score. At the end of the day, man, like, workhorse. Do you know what I mean? That's what you are right about now. But we need to see outputs in terms of goals, because we can't keep relying on Rashi, man. We can't keep relying on Rashi. Yes, Sancho chipped in today, but you're centre forward, man. You're centre forward, and we need you to be putting in the chances. You can't say that, no, the team's not providing for him. They are. They provided for him today. You understand? He's just not putting it in the net. So for me, man, he needs to work on that. I think Eric Ten Hag needs to put an arm around him and have a good long discussion with Weghorst, man, to see if he can get something out of him. But I commend, like I said, Eric Ten Hag, man, for making it work, making him using him as a number 10 and getting the best out of him, because as a number 9, he just ain't quick enough, man. Those through balls, the way we play, like with Rashford, we slipping a ball, you know, he runs onto it, he's got the pace to latch onto it. With Weghorst, it's never going to happen. And then you see players sort of trying to look for the other option. Bruno trying to look for the other option, even though Weghorst is trying to make a run through, because he knows he ain't going to get on the end of it. So, yeah, I mean, you know, he's got a few more months to state his claim in being signed by Manchester United. But right now it's 50-50. I mean, when you've got the Qataris potentially, if they take over the club, all of that spending options, that the door's open, especially if we make Champions League as well. You ain't gonna be having this type of leniency for players we were kind of unsure of. Do you know what I mean? It's gonna be guys, you know, the best in class in those positions. So for me, man, look, guys are on a tight timeline right about now to prove their worth, and they're doing it as collectively as a team. I can't lie, they're doing it, man. Weghorst is making us a better team. Like, even though he's not scoring, Like, he's filling in for those voids, man. He's making us a better team, man. So I'm happy about that. Look, Manchester United right about now is the. I'm so excited to be a Manchester United fan. I really am just so excited to be a Manchester United fan. We are the best team in the world. We are the most informed team post that World Cup in the world. We've got the player who's just out of this world, out of this planet. Again, got like 15 goals. Around 15 goals after the World Cup or something along those lines. He's beating the Benzemas, he's beating the Haalands, he's beating the Mbappes, the Lacazettes and all of those guys. He's beating all of them. That's Rashford. That's our star boy. Our star boy. Look, this team, we just need to do what it do, man. We do need to do what it do, man. I ain't ruling us out of nothing. The way we're playing, we are moving like they're just on it. Do you know what I mean? And I'm so happy, man. You don't have, and I feel like this time, you know, when you've got World Cup winners in Martinez, when you've got Champions League winners, multiple in Casemiro and Varane, do you know what I mean? Like, this team is ready. They're ready for success. They're ready for success. And I do believe that this season, man, we're going to get something, man. Look, if Man United can go to get that final over the line, you know, Newcastle ain't got Nick Pope. I don't know what he was going through his head when he made that challenge. I really don't know. I mean, man scooped it back at the ball. I just don't know what was going through his head. And then Martin Dubravka as well is cut tied. You get me? It's weird. At least he might get. At least he's gonna get a medal either way, because apparently if we win, he gets a medal as well. You know, if Newcastle win, he gets his medal. But so yeah, I mean, hopefully we can get through that, man. Obviously, you see Newcastle dipping in a bit of momentum, dipping. They dropped out of the top four. First time in the longest of times, Newcastle's taken over. Look, we got a nice healthy gap over Tottenham as well. We got a nice healthy gap, man. Even with their win, I swear we're like at least 7 points clear. So look, Man United, man, we're building that gap, keep building that gap, solidifying ourselves in top four, and we're just slowly just watching what's happening with the top Premier League race, man. With the top two in City. Look, City can't afford to be making any more slip ups. Neither can we, to be honest, because we know how bad form it can leave you out of the title race if you lose 2-3 games. You know, potentially you're out of the top four. You know, you're not. There won't be no top title race talk. But Man United, man, there's something about this team, and I'm glad that we've got Casemiro back as well, going into the EFL final, going into Barcelona second leg at home, going into Liverpool and all these teams. I'm glad, man, because that first half we can't be facing teams like that. With that first half, because we'll get punished, and you know, if we get punished, it'll be a handicap match. You're trying to do damage limitation. Do you know what I mean? Giving us off a mark to climb. We don't want to be like that. And I feel like Casemiro, Varane, Martinez, you know, they're getting their adequate rest. And I feel like they'll be back fighting fit, man. Rashford doing his thing. Hopefully we get some surprises. Anthony comes back. Martial comes back. Look, we need all of it, but it's good, man, that we've at least got Scott McTominay back, man. Scott McTominay's back. We needed that because our midfield area is light. And I'm happy that he's back, man. Back, someone that is strong, physically, follows instructions. Do you know what I mean? And he's doing his thing. And shout out to Kobe Mainoo anyway. His first Premier League, is it his first Premier League start? I think so. But he had a good appearance, man. I see him get stuck in his wall, win the ball back on our behalf. Like, he was doing nice, neat passes. Look, keep your head down, Kobe, man. You've got a bright future at this club, man. Just follow the landlord, Eric Ten Hag. Look, your future will be bright. He's got a record for bringing in the youngest, man. So I'm excited to see what happens with this club. I am excited to see what happens with this club. But look, we go again on Thursday, man. We go again on Thursday. Barcelona, at least now, they're going to respect us. They are going to respect us because that first leg, they knew they got away with one. Xavi, he knew that Manchester United is moving a bit different now. He knows now. You see these managers that know ball? Pep, he was like, yeah, Man United's back now. They're back. Xavi said it the other day as well. And many other people say it. And to be honest, rival fans know this as well, that Manchester United, there's something different about them. They might not be ready to win the Premier League and say it with chest, they may feel, but they know that something's different about Man United. They know that we got a good manager on our hands, and they know as well that next season could be an issue, because when we get this backing and taken over, that funding It's going to be mad. It's going to be mad. And they know this. So especially for the Arsenal fans, they're thinking, you know what? It's now or never. Because if they don't win now, they don't know what's going to happen next season. They could potentially not even make Champions League next season, hypothetically speaking. Because think about it. Manchester United, they may get taken over. Loads of investment. New stadium, new players, whatever. Erik ten Hag, 7 months in his tenure. What's he going to look like in a year, in 2 years? You know, you've got Liverpool potentially going to get taken over by an American consortium, maybe, or at least some investment, part investment, who knows? But people's interested. They want to sell. They're open to it. You know, you've got Tottenham potentially might get investment as well by some external investors. Like you got all of these teams that's challenging for top 4 or have Premier League ambition. That's potentially going to get real backing, real investment. So we don't know what the pitch is going to look like next summer. So for Arsenal in particular, they're like, we need to win this now. And, you know, good on them, man, for bouncing back against Villa. That was a crazy game. But, you know, you can't be making any more slip-ups. You can't be making any more slip-ups because right here, right now, we are waiting. We are waiting, bro. Waiting to capitalize and seize the opportunity, man. And you know what? We move. Glory, Man United. Glory, Man United. Glory, Man United.